for the track.
If you ain't talking money, then I don't wanna talk.
Still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Then I'm still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Then I'm still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Then I'm still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam.
Get ready for the most glamorous event of the year, the U2B Streets Awards 2025, February 9, 2025 at Laven Midtown, located at 641 West 42nd Street, New York City. Join us at 12 p.m. for the pre-show red carpet extravaganza and a chance to win $500 in our fashion contest. From 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., enjoy the gold tier experience with speakeasy confessionals, press interviews, and premium cocktails. At 4 p.m., the platinum tier includes performances, a comedic host, an award ceremony, dinner, and gift bags. From 8 p.m., the diamond tier features a VIP after party with a DJ, aerial dance, fire performances, and gift bags. 24 YouTube categories and many nominees. Can't attend in person? Stream the entire event live on Hush and Move Media via Uscreen for just $9.99. Get your early bird tickets before September 15, 2024. Visit now. Be a sponsor. Be extraordinary. Be there. Be great.
Black brain power to black dollar power. You get some power over. See, brothers and sisters, they didn't desegregate the schools because they brought black kids who learned medicine next to white children. That's not why they desegregated schools in 1954. They desegregated schools because they were afraid that if we don't stop what they are doing in the black schools, even though they were dilapidated, even though they were underfunded, rained, the water came to the city. Despite that, the black teachers in a black schoolhouse was producing a better educated learner than the most expensive white private school in America. Remember, Las Vegas, we invented the gas mask before we went to school with white kids. We invented the stoplight before we went to school with white kids. We invented the refrigerator truck before we went to school with white children. We invented the self-lubricating engine before we went to school with white children. White people said, look at what they're doing. Look at what they're doing. White kids ain't even thinking about this kind of stuff. If you don't put it into it, Negroes will own the society. So they integrate. They forcibly bust our kids into the white schools. But guess what? When they sent the black kids into the white schools, they didn't send the black teachers with them. The biggest loss of black educators was between 1954 in 1974, because special ed came in 75. They didn't start bringing black teachers back to America's public schools until special ed. In other words, they made sure they already had a system in place to turn our children into a permanent underclass before they brought the black teachers. They knew if they sent the black teachers with the black children, they could have destroyed our babies' minds. So they kept the black teachers out. The biggest untold story of the school desegregation movement was the casualties of black teachers who lost their jobs. A whole generation of black teachers were kept out of the schools to make sure white women could break the spirit of our children. And that's
Welcome to another We-On-Loc Nation channel. I's back, people. I'm back. Weak ass YouTube stream. Anyway, yeah, this is a SP. What you call it? A SPA, a EPA, or whatever the hell it is. I'm addressing all the haters as well. Umar addressed all the haters earlier this week. So I'm addressing them, but not in a way that they would expect. No. I'm a different breed. See, he's a more spiritual type like guy. I'm more of a cuss you out first and then, pray for you second, because you're getting on my mother freaking nerves, especially Lemonhead, who keeps making video after video after video after video after video about Umar. But hey, that's his right? That's his right. But guess what? It's my right too. It's my right to represent the brother how he should be represented, just like anybody would represent a Q Butter or a LeBron James or any of those people, right? You know how to represent other people. But never mind that. How is everybody doing? It's been so long since I've been on StreamYard. How's everyone doing? Don't worry. We're just now settling in. Once we settle in, we'll get more people. Don't worry about that. Meantime, in between time, I'll play the rest of this clip. It's not that long.
Let's be clear about this. The purpose of public school for the black boy is to teach him who his slave master is. Your son can't read, but he knows who the president is. Your son can't count, he knows white people run things in this country. Your son might can't spell his name, but he knows that there's nothing his mother or father can do about anything white folks decide to do. Control and power is the curriculum of the American public school system. To break the spirit, the school is the plantation. The school is a modern day plantation where the spirit of unapologetically African alpha male children is broken down beyond repair. And we got to stop sending our boys into these schools, because what did the Honorable Frederick Douglass say? It is better to raise strong children than to repair broken men. We don't let them break the spirit of our rest of their life trying to turn it back into me. How about we do it right the first time? Why don't we have a homeschooling cooperative in Las Vegas? If we got 10 parents in this auditorium who want to homeschool their children, one of y'all can be a math teacher on Monday. Another one is science on Tuesday. Another one is language on Wednesday. Social studies on Thursday. African history on Friday. African martial arts on the weekend. Agricultural science and farming on Sunday afternoon. Brothers and sisters, if we work together, we can overturn this. But until you start hating racism more than you hate each other, you can take the slave out of slavery. But only the slave can take slavery out of himself.
That's going to be kind of difficult to do. It's going to be because of the sheer simple fact, in my humble opinion, until we stop bashing our women, I'm just gonna outright say it, because right now it's just, this is not looking too good in my opinion. It's not looking too good at all. But there are those live streams who are trying to figure it out, and then there are those who just botch it up for everybody. But either way, why would they want to listen to a quote unquote educational, don't know what he's talking about type like guy? He just mocks and he gets all of his information from other people. Oh, okay. I guess 6 degrees don't mean anything. Okay. It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. But you know, what do we have to gain from all of this? People would ask. A future. Your kids' future. Your kids' future. For the sheer simple fact, if we work with each other instead of against each other, then certain things will help. How about stop arguing with women? Start get along to get along. I know you guys want to get married, but if you, and I think I said this last week. I actually said this a couple of days ago. If you build institutions for your people, then marriages will flourish overnight. Just try it. It might work. Instead of this damn feels like the 16th century patriarchy that you keep trying to put into the 22nd, first and second century, which women ain't gonna go for. I suggest we work together to try to clean up some of the hurt and some of the pain and some of the cries that just both men and women are going through. And there's a reason why Umar says what he says about snow bunnies, is that a snow bunny doesn't know your pain, but yet he's just a person that just wants to collect money. He's a person that wants to collect money. He's a person that doesn't know what he's talking about. Lennon Anna doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He really doesn't. He doesn't know what he's talking about, but yet, how many degrees does Lennon Anna have? Hello? How many degrees does Lennon Anna have? Inquiring minds would like to know. Acquiring minds would like to know how many degrees. And in fact, has he taught at a school? No, he hasn't. No, he has not. I love it when people criticize, even though I would have to say that he is not perfect, but I can't find the flaw right now because of the simple fact that he's done so much for so many others. But yet he hooks up with a person like Suki Hana, allegedly. A person like Suki. Oh, and by the way, did you know Suki Hana just made a just signed a second seven-figure deal with Hustler? So I don't see that boat selling anytime soon. She is rich beyond means now. I don't see that boat sailing anytime soon. So there are out of 7 million black people, black women versus what, 6 million men. I am certain that Dr. Umar can find his two queens. Yes, I said two. That's his right. If he wants to marry two queens, he can. Who am I to judge? I'm not in the brother's bedroom, nor do I want to be. But other niggas seem to want to be in his bedroom, which is quite odd to me. Why in the hell would you want to be in the nigga's bedroom? That is suspect. Very, very suspect to me. Especially a nigga who's been following Dr. Umar Lennon for, would you say, 20 years now? You've been following Dr. Umar for 20 years. That's a lot of bed sheets being told you know what I mean. And Dr. Umar, he's a heterosexual, so I don't know what his problem is. I don't know.
And I just want to give a special shout out to my haters, my enemies, and my frenemies. I just want to thank you for a job well done, because without my haters, without my detractors, my saboteurs, without my slanderers, without my YouTubian struggle streamers,
I'll play it again I'll play it again so you get a better version. Here's a clear cut version of Umar addressing his haters. Doc, please continue.
This is your big brother, Dr. Umar Ifatunde Oguntade, and I just want to give a special shout out to my haters, my enemies, and my frenemies. I just want to thank you for a job well done, because without my haters, without my detractors, my saboteurs, without my slanderers, without my YouTubian struggle streamers, without my frenemies, I could have never became the phenom that I am in the Black conscious movement. I could have never became the great Pan-Africanist that I am. I could have never became the great school psychologist that I am. So I have to thank all of my haters. I want to thank you for all you've ever done to try to stop me, to destroy me, to overthrow me, to slander me, to besmirch me. I just want to say thank you, because as a bird cannot fly without the resistance of gravity, the plane cannot soar without the opposition of the turbulence, nor could the Prince of Pan-Africanism have ever became what I am without the opposition of my enemies. So again, thank you. I thank my ancestors for the opposition that you have provided for me, because only against your opposition was I able to grow and to climb and to achieve the things that I have. So I just want to say to all my enemies on YouTube, all my enemies in social media, in the Black community, the conscious community, the Black bourgeoisie, the untalented temp, the Negropeans, the Coon Illuminati, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your opposition. And I pray that you never stop. I pray that you continue to work against me. Thank you so much, because without you, I could have never succeeded. Peace in Pan-Africanism. Yeah. That's $3,000 worth of music.
Now they straight. Um, well, that's. But I would like to thank you personally, myself. Like I said, I thank you in this way. Thank you, you goofy ass, struggle streaming ass, having ass, some bitches, for turning Dr. Umar into almost a celebrity guru type person, even though he's not a celebrity. He's a teacher, he's a former principal, he's this, he's that. That's not the whole, that's not the point. The point is we got babies that still need to be saved. So all the educational system is, especially this year. Ain't this the year of the Gen Z, Gen Alpha? In this year alone, there are a lot of kids that are losing the battle, losing it by, it's a psychological thing. You can't read, you can't write properly. They are assumingly getting frustrated because they can't find a specific job that makes over the amount of what other people make. They're constantly getting pulled over by police, getting harassed by police. Um, they're steadily listening to this music we call hip hop music. The Sexy Reds, the gorillas. I don't even know who these people are. I don't. I just know that I think it was 50 Cent. I think it was 50 Cent that said, quote unquote, every time I listen to these rappers speak, I had to turn on my stupid because I have to program myself a certain way to catch up to these people, right? In other words, if I mumble the way that you do, because there's no passion in the way I do. I can do that shit. There's no passion in what these rappers do. There's no passion at all. It ain't like a Snoop. It ain't like a freaking Twister. It ain't like your boy, which y'all like praising Eminem. It ain't like Dr. Dre. It ain't like Ice Cube. It ain't like none of it. And if you want me to take it further back, it ain't like LL or it's not like a Kumo D. You there ain't no passion to it. And this is why I say these kids are in trouble. But yet you want to criticize someone who is highly educated as Dr. Umar. Take Dr. Umar, put Dr. Umar aside, right? Put Dr. Umar aside, you hating ass coons. What if it was Dr. John Henry Clark? Would he be criticized because he's been to parts of Africa not once but twice? Would you criticize a Dr. Ben? Would you criticize hell, I don't know, a Shahzar Ali or somebody like that? Some of these things some of these people need to just go away somewhere, because you're so attached. Ugh. And you took the words right out of my mouth. These people, I'm gonna address you in a minute. These people are so attached to the now that they don't want to see, they don't want to recognize, or they don't want to study what happens in the then. You know what the usual saying is, those who do not read up on their history are doomed to repeat the motherfucker. Quite interesting. Quite interesting indeed. But yet we fumble back and forth and we don't even know when to get married or how to get married. And you just want to end up just like y'all, most of you just want to end up like this sister. Like this sister here. If I can find it. No, it's up here. Y'all want to end up like this sister here. Now, this sister had specifically very educational, age 19. She just graduated college, or she was on her way to college, excuse me. Her name is Sade Robinson. Very cute young lady, huh? Like I said, age 19, head on her shoulders. Well, that is until she met up with a white male, a 33-year-old white male, and basically had a good time until they went back to his place. She ended up seeing, when she went inside his home, his dormitory, the wrong shit. Next thing you know, she was never to be seen from or heard from ever again. I guess you like shit like that, don't you? I guess you would love for our women, young or old, to be going through some controversy. Where is and this is what most women are screaming at. Where's the protection? Where's the protection? Where's our black men who want to protect us? Well, they want marriages. What type of a marriage do you want? See, these men want the type of marriage that they able to control your woman. Want to be able to dominate and insert not fear, just dominance towards a woman. And a woman asked, I forgot what show it was. I think it was a Lapeef show. She asked, if I take orders from my husband, is he not to take orders from me? Now that's a good question, because up until today, I always thought that a marriage had not an I in it, but a we. In other words, we established this marriage together. There ain't no I in team. That's what my teacher told me. That's what my instructor told me, that there's no I in team. You know why LaMelo Ball is considered one of the greatest point guards in NBA history, alongside with Stephen Curry? And Stephen Curry used to get that praise. Stephen Curry used to be a very dominant individual. Still is. You know the difference between Melo Ball and Stephen Curry? Stephen Curry has 5 championships. LaMelo Ball has been in the league for what, 3, 4 years? Zero. 50 point buckets all day, every day, baby. If Stephen Curry wanted to, he could have done that in his sleep. My point to you is, I would rather take somebody with enough experience. I want somebody with just enough experience that could guide us into the right direction. In other words, get other soldiers in line. So when we lead out of here, when we lead out of depression, when we lead out of struggle, when we lead out of all these different things, police brutality, you can name it all. Social immigration, we don't need it. When we lead out of here, we're taking the people who a, want to get married to a decent person, who want to be in alignment with a decent person, but not only that, but to have the ability and the common sense to want to help your, not just your family, but help a community thrive. And that's what Dr. Umar is all about. But yet, he's being criticized for what? A lot of shit that I can name off the cuff. But everybody's heard it before. It's a wash, rinse, and repeat generation. Wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. So I have no truck. I have no patience for all these goofball, goofy ass niggas online. Go ahead and make your videos about Umar, and hopefully you get the views that you want to. But guess what? You are no different from Hitler. You are no different from these other these other demons, these agates that keep coming out and making video after video after video. Umar. If it's not about Umar, it's about black women. Y'all freaking weak. Y'all are weak. Y'all are so weak, it's pathetic, bro. We had this, but I would like to give a shout out to a individual that I should be naming in a second that found an old video of mine. Found an old video of the interview that I did. And of course, in the comment section, there is a tether. There is a tether that called me out because what I said was that these people, meaning some of you, not all of you, but some of you, do not need the attention of anyone. But he took it as, me shaming. And I will shame you. I will shame any pussy nigga that comes across my timeline and wants to challenge me or whatever, but I wasn't challenging him. But a person who does not like nor respect Umar, why is it that I often have to hear from you? Just erase you. Just go ghost. Just go ghost. Go just disappear. Just disappear somewhere. Bruh, we don't care for you. We certainly do not care what you think. We do not care what you think, and we do not care about you. We don't care about your feelings. You're in your feelings, fuck them. I don't care for your feelings, bro. But yet you still commenting in the comment section. It's like, all right, cool. And then you wanna put, like these little goofy emojis in there and be like, all right, whatever. I'm not the one that's been in the penitentiary. I've never done time in the penitentiary. Never. Juvie and the penitentiary are two different centers. I did time as a teenager. I ain't had to do that much time. You did time in 3 different counties, my guy. Israel Bound, whatever his name is, was in the comment section just talking shit. I'm not the one that did years in the pen, nigga. Goofball ass nigga. You should learn how to get directions from a person who can actually save your life. But nah. Instead of you want to do the whole Umar sector thing. You want to throw that at me, and you want to make up these stupid ass allegations, which he can ultimately sue you for. Ha, pathetic. Very, very, very pathetic. But I say to all the haters out there, keep on hating. You don't want to put them up on the pedestal. You keep putting him up on the pedestal, he's gonna keep eating it up. That's all he's gonna do. He's just gonna keep eating it up, each and every single moment of it. And I guess that's one of the reasons why he keeps coming out with the dates. Not a very good look, but that's his school. If he wants to come out with a date after date, I mean, he has to show, and he has to show and prove. I mean, you're not going to the school, so why are you even tagging? There's going to be a generation full of kids who are going to be at this school, and your asses is going to be left behind, because guess what? They want to learn something, and the children's parents, they want to learn something too. And I'm sure Dr. Umar will welcome them with open arms. As you can see, this is the future. This is the future of FDMG. And I'm not, and shouts out to all the other schools. Shouts out to schools. I said this before also. A person who was building not for himself, but for his community, right, should get praise. Each and every single one of you who has built schools for your community should get praise. And I'm talking about black schools. Black schools that get built should get praise, not criticism. I'm not the type to criticize anyone. I've tried that before and it don't work. It's just bringing another brother down. But if you don't believe this, then fine. Just go back to whatever it is good for you, and just stay in your lane. Just stay in your freaking lane. But no, I got goofballs left and right I have to destroy. Rothschild funded and created the Israel Is that true? I have no idea. I have no idea, sir, ma'am. I have no idea. Only thing I know is this: that each and every single one of the children that will pretty soon be visiting the school, and it's going to be second through fourth grade. If you believe in that thing, if you believe in it, then cool. Then believe that the curriculum that he is going to be having is going to be for the kids. Is the lunch? Well, we don't have to discuss lunches. We treat it like any other private school. You can bring your own lunch. Hell, my kids go to a private school. My kids go to a private school, and I make their lunches 3 days a week. The rest of them, I'm sure that Dr. Umar and his team can provide some type of special dinners for the children 2 days a week. That would seem fair, right? But no one has to. I don't have to. I ain't have to show you the vision. You can either believe it in or you don't. But you got a bald head bastard out there that keeps giggling and googling and gagaing over Dr. Umar, and no one says anything. No one says anything. That's not going to slow him down. You making videos of it. You can make a Christmas special for all I care. Leonard Honor can make a Christmas special, a Thanksgiving special, a Valentine's Day special. Not a Valentine's Day special. Oh God, he can make any holiday special he wants. It's not gonna slow down It's not gonna slow down Dr. Umar for what he has to do. It's not. It is not. Quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of it. But when I saw him last week, it kind of reminded me when he went on his when he was at his lecture. And oh, by the way, the lecture was free. Did you hear what I just said? Oh, by the way, his lectures were free. Yes, you can come in there, sit down, and have Dr. Umar preach to you for an hour and a half. Then you can ask any question you want after that, and then you can take a picture after that. I've done that 3 times, as you can see in the upper right hand corner, your left. I met the brother 3 times, interviewed him twice. Third time will be the charm. If I could get this if I could get the third interview, it would be the charm. But I think we've had enough. I don't have to prove anything. All I have to prove is, or I have to say is, I don't have to prove. I don't have to show or prove anything. This is on him. This is on him to open up the school for black boys, not me. I have just enough faith that he will. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking about it. Otherwise, I'll just be making streams about, kids being shot up on the streets. But that don't get enough traction. That's what I would have done. So, thank you, all my hating ass niggas. Go suck a big fat one if you got it. Light one if you got it. Whatever. He's gonna keep going and going and going and going and going and getting love from the most beautifulest chocolate sprinkled sisters. And believe me, I've met most of them here in Vegas. I've met most of them, and they look good, but I can't touch. I can look, but I can't touch. You know what I'm saying? I can look, but I can't touch. Why are you defending Umar so much? Why do you defend your oppressor so much? You have every single excuse not to um, help your brethren. You attack your sisters all day. You humiliate them. You try to shame them. But yet, when Dr. Umar says something, oh, he's a simp. I guess that means he's a good guy, I guess. I don't know. I'm just gonna wait for the day when he cuts that red ribbon and he gives it the green light. Well, his certificate of occupation is the only thing that's holding him back. But once he gets the certificate of occupation, and of course, oh, I almost forgot to play that if I do have that in my possession. Start the music! I'm not O'Shea Du Jackson. But I almost forgot. There's a certain message I want to play. Hold on. There's a certain message I do want to play.
We keep talking about going to war with the white man, going to war with the white man. And one day you will have to. But guess what? Until you kill the one living inside of you, until you exercise the inner cracker, it don't matter who on the outside. The chains are now within us. These are psychological bondage. Black women, if you want to save the self-esteem of black girls, one day all of you are going to have to go natural. There's no way around. This is real talk. This is real talk. You have to, black women, because there's no greater boost to a black girl's self-esteem than to see her women, her aunt, my grandma, my mama, wearing their hair as God made it. Yes. Not only that, sister, have you seen the research on the cancer that's being triggered by the chemicals and the weaves and the perms? Are you willing to die to look like a Caucasian? And black men, we can't talk. Because why is she trying to look like a Caucasian?
What?
Because our queens have studied us. And in studying us, they have learned that we prefer a woman with a European phenotype.
Uh-oh.
We like the Kim Kardashian look. Black body, white flesh. Our women are trying to look attractive because that's how we want her to look. Let's be real. We don't want her happy to be happy. Let's be honest. Y'all know my rules, ladies. If I can't grab it, you damn sure can't have it. You understand? Got to go natural for the self-respect of our little girls. And black women, no more BBLs. We're done with that. New Year's resolution for all black queens. In fact, I'm going to pass a rule. You can't come to no more of my talks if you got any kind of superficial surgery. Another man who don't need to pay for the surgery. You are a monster. And then the glue making you blind. hairline got Stephen A. Smith shaving. If it's black women that they have no beauty at all. So you like, if I go bald, I'm not gonna like it because I don't even like me with hair. You gotta get over that self-hate system. Because I'm tired of y'all covering y'all face up with all this extra hair. Y'all don't need to do. You go to Africa, they're not walking around with all that, not the traditional queens. The ones imitating you all are. But traditional women, they hair short. They might have some locks, but that's it. Y'all have 50 pounds of fake hair all over your face. You weigh 100, your hair weighs 300. How that's gonna work?
Listen, I have no issues. I have no issues with weaves, wigs, or whatever. You putting all those chemicals on your head and making yourself look crazy. But once I get your arm, I'm gonna snatch it off of you anyway. Can you do that? Can you do that to a white woman? Hell no.
Come on! Then the hair be stinking with all them stuff. Oh, Lord. But they lay on your chest. Oh, dang. It's a Lysol. And then y'all like the Indian hair. Y'all go get the Indian hair, but do you know how the Indian hair come to you? Once a year, the Indian women who are in the Vedic tradition, they shave. They go bald once a year to get all the spiritual toxicity off. They sell that hair to the hair companies. And they take the spiritual junk of Indian women and you buy it and put it on your head. You're wearing the spiritual garbage of another woman from another race on your temple. Let me tell you something about African culture. In African culture, your spirit is in your head. Your soul is in your head. You don't let nobody play with your head because this is your temple. Your skull is a shrine. Your soul is in it. And y'all got everybody touching your hair, perming your hair, weaving your hair. And then you put dead Indian hair on your head. You're destroying your connection to the universe. There's two things black women got to change. What you let people do to your hair and what you let men do to your woman. Oh. Because every time you lay with a man, sister, he imprints you. Every time you absorb our DNA, every act of intimacy, you absorb the DNA of the man that you were with. So if you had 30 partners in your life, all 30 of those men remain with you to this day. And brothers, ain't no different for us either. Every woman.
I had learned that lesson so many years ago.
We were with, they imprint us. And there's been research that shows your DNA structure can change based on the people you laid with in bed. We have to put the sanctity back in sex. We have allowed the European to sexually objectify everything about our lives. We have completely sexually objectified the black woman from head to toe. When we see a black woman, we don't see a person. We don't see a human being. We see an object of gratification. And to make it worse, so many black women will feed into that and make your body an object of sexual gratification. Look at the reality shows. Look at the gangster rap. The sexual objectification of black women. We must stop it for the sake of minds of our women. Queens and kings, gods and goddesses, we got to go back to it. Because if we don't, the Lord will punish us for disobeying his commandments. And I ain't just talking about the 10 that Moses stole from Kenan. I'm talking about the ones that are way older than that.
Ooh, I
know everybody knows who we are. And the reason nobody wants to leave us alone, because they know if you give them one crack, if you give them a fighting chance, they'll go back on top because they were meant for the top in the first place. That's why they say the last shall be first and the first shall be last. But we got to work our way back. As I prepare to wrap this up, brothers and sisters, I want to give you my phone number in case you need to reach me. Take your phone out. If you're a parent and you need to have a consultation with me, if anybody has gone through something in your life and you need a life coaching session with me, feel free to text me. I don't answer the phone. You got to text me first because you might be a coon. Text me first.
Oh, you mean those, not Saturday, but those Tuesday confrontations that he was talking about that he usually does every Tuesday at 6 a.m.? You talking about those, right?
We will set it up. When I leave you guys, I go back to Philadelphia. I ain't been home in about a month because I went from London to Nat Turner to Australia, to Vegas, back to Philly. But I have to go and pick out the flooring for the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. All renovations are done except the floor, brothers and sisters. Everything is done. Everything is done except the floor. So we have 11 rooms that we got to cover up because we took the old rugs out. I have to go to the floor store, pick out the floor that I want. My contract is going to lay there. We at 11:55 right now. We right at the finish line. So when we lay them floors down, we applying for our certificate of occupancy. If all goes well, we're going to have a grand opening, either the first or second quarter of 2025. And if any of you have donated to the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, I would hope that you will fly to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, drive 20 minutes to the front door of the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. Wilmington, Delaware is Philadelphia's backyard.
Booyakasha. Ashay. So, there you have it. So if anybody would like to, never mind. It's just going to be a problem. I want to just get the money so he can go and get the floors done. He should have been having the floors done. Instead of traveling on and getting cookies, instead of traveling to the Midwest and getting cookies, why can't he just go and just open up the school? He's not a doctor. Man, this just drains me. It drains me hella weak. It gets me hella weak for all this and all this to be going on. It drains me all the time to happen to talk about this day in and day out. But I have to do it. I have to do it because if I don't have the faith in the mission, then other missions that come about that have nothing to do with Pan-African, you not forget, there are many different schools, but none of them are his school. So let's get that straight, pretty clear. If I don't have any type of faith in this mission, then I don't have any faith in all in our people. Remember, we've been waiting hella long for a person to come along and say, this is our school, or this is our project, this is our community, this is our company, this is our parking lot. We can't even pave our own goddamn parking lot to something. What is this like? So much land still going around, so much land in the United States of America that still is not occupied yet, and we don't want to spend any money, any type of serious money. Some of us, not all of us. Shouts out to Tiff Griff. Shouts out to Tiffany, because she knows Umar better than I do. And she has more faith than I do. I gotta stand abroad. And to this numbnut, I'm gonna stay on your head. Because all you're doing, you're not helping the community, you're hurting it. You're hurting it with all your rhetoric. You're hurting up with all your comments and all this yada, 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 yada. Well, Umar doesn't know anything. Umar, all he does, he just bashes women. That's all he ever does. But have you ever seen Umar be disrespectful physically to a woman? Have you ever seen Umar, if challenged? Because that's anybody. If you challenge me, I'm going to have no choice but to come at you. So, but Umar's always had respect for black women. He's the one that's being called a simp. He's the one that's being called a panderer because he's not an alpha, allegedly, quote unquote, not an alpha male because of his beliefs. He's not an Anton Daniels or anybody like that. Oh, no, 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 no. Anton Daniels is a quote unquote alpha male. So we think. So we think. People often say that they're the standard. They're not the standard. They're not the standard of anything. They're really not. All they're doing is just talking trash. And you know what I'm starting to hate? And you know what I'm starting to hate? I'm starting to hate a whole bunch of people who are married, by the way, trying to tell other people how to deal with their marriages. Because how they're doing it in so an incorrect way, in my opinion, that it's like the women are starting to question marriage. And we know we have a whole bunch of young cats out there who want to get married. But I'll deal with that in a second. Let's deal with this.
I can get to the airport faster from FDMG, Delaware than I can from my home in Philadelphia. They're right next door to each other. So I'm hoping that you come and celebrate. If you haven't donated to the school, text me for the donation information because you will never be allowed inside that school if you haven't donated to the cause.
Well, I've donated. Have you? I've donated, brothers and sisters. Have you? Yeah. Well, anyway, let me go ahead and take a little commercial break. Because I think I've ranted long enough. I've had a good week. Michigan beat Ohio State, surprisingly. I just got Mahogany, she's straight. Lisa, she's getting better by the day. I love me some Lisa. I do. I really do. My kids are going back to school, thank God. I'm having an awesome day. And when I get paid, I'm doing a little early shopping. I don't celebrate Christmas. I don't even do holidays like that. I don't celebrate pagan holidays. But I like to see the smile on my kids' faces. And I'm waiting for FDMG to open up. Yes, FDMG is coming. Oh yes, brothers and sisters, FDMG is coming.
Get ready for the most glamorous event of the year, the U2B Streets Awards 2025, February 9, 2025 at Laven Midtown, located at 641 West 42nd Street, New York City. Join us at 12 p.m. for the pre-show red carpet extravaganza and a chance to win $500 in our fashion contest. From 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., enjoy the gold tier experience with speakeasy confessionals, press interviews, and premium cocktails. At 4 p.m., the platinum tier includes performances, a comedic host, an award ceremony, dinner, and gift bags. From 8 p.m., the diamond tier features a VIP after party with a DJ, aerial dance, fire performances, and gift bags. 24 YouTube categories. And many nominees. Can't attend in person? Stream the entire event live on Hush and Move Media via Uscreen for just $9.99. Get your early bird tickets before September 15, 2024. Visit now. Be a sponsor. Be extraordinary. Be there. Be great.
People, so I said, I guess this was not a CIA setup.
Yeah. So Melbourne's the most that you've seen.
Yes. In
Yeah.
Queensland, yesterday we had a great program there as well, but not as many Africans.
Yeah.
Melbourne has been the New York City of Australia.
Melbourne is definitely, and I think over the years, I don't think it wouldn't have been the same situation if it was a few years ago.
Okay.
Or I don't know if more people are flying into Melbourne, or we just have more of a culture we're creating more of a culture now as we grow up.
Okay.
So it's beautiful. We love that you're here. We love having you here.
Glad to be here.
I also want to give a big shout out to Magang, who is the founder and owner of By. Can you please help me with
Al Kabulan?
By Al Kabulan. Now, guys, I found out about this probably last year.
All African people.
Explain a little bit about Pan-Africanism.
Pan-Africanism can be summed up in 3 basic principles. Number 1, all African people constitute a single human family. Whether you're in Ethiopia, Nigeria, South Africa, whether you're in Australia, Jamaica, Brazil, whether you're in Texas, New York, Toronto, whether you're in Paris, UK, or Ireland, we are one people. No matter what our religion is, no matter what our nationality is, no matter what language we speak, whether your hair is nappy like mine or more fine like yours, we are still one family, and we should identify as African first. So it's not just enough to know you're African, you must prioritize your Africanity. So you're never a Christian who happens to be an African, you're an African who happens to be a Christian. You're never a Muslim who happens to be an African, you're an African who happens to be a Muslim. And why? God made you African. Your family made you Christians. People leave the church every day. People leave the masjid every day. People renounce their Australian citizenship every day. People renounce their American citizenship every day. You can never renounce being African. God made you black. Being black, being African is the most divine. It is the most sacred group membership you have, and we should prioritize it. That's principle 1. Principle 2, as Africa goes, so goes all African people. If we wonder why in Australia we suffer racism, in America we suffer racism, in the UK, where I was last week, we suffer racism, in Ireland, where I'll be in January, we suffer racism. Why? Because we have not built up Africa to be strong enough to look out for her scattered black children wherever we may be in the world. The Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, the greatest Pan-Africanist of all, he said that a strong man is strong everywhere. So as I travel the world, as someone who's been almost just about everywhere, wherever I find Chinese, they're being respected, they're in a position of power. Wherever I find South Asian Indians, determination. Everything that is to be done for African people must be done by African people. We build our organizations exclusively with black people. We fund our organizations exclusively with black money. We build our families exclusively with black women and black men. Everything must be all black, everything. Self-determination. You don't see Jews begging Chinese to help them. You don't see Indians begging Arabs to help them. You don't see Anglo-Saxons begging Latinos to help them. And black people, African people, got to stop begging other people to help us do what we need to learn how to do for ourselves.
That's going to take a while. Let me skip through this. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Become a member. Please become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel. It's only $2.99. I might just do like one of those Black Friday specials and make it $1.99. I might just make it like $2 or $1.99 or something like that. Make it my own. Make it your own Black Friday.
But I think a lot of the times we need to look at where we are positioned as black people, as a community, and we don't really have the privileges, especially let's talk about Australia. We haven't been here for as long as these other cultures have been here for. So we haven't established organizations or systems for ourselves right yet. So there are grants, there's funding, there's things that we need to accept to be able to build ourselves as a community. And I remember a woman asking you about that, and you said the opposite. So can you talk about why you think that's not, like, why we shouldn't be doing that? Yeah.
The hand that pays is the hand that rules. You can't show me any people in human history at any time, any color, on any continent who empowered themselves using the funding of the very government that oppresses and marginalizes them. It doesn't happen. Now, if you say, Dr. Umar, I'm getting funding from the Australian government to work with young girls, I'm not going to criticize that. I'm getting funding from the Australian government to reduce violence in our community. I'm not going to criticize that. I'm getting funding from an Australian business or bank or corporation to help the homeless women. I'm not going to criticize that. But if you say, I am a frontline Pan-Africanist organization that's fighting for freedom, justice, and equality for the Australian African, then it becomes a contradiction. You cannot be a frontline revolutionary or frontline activist group who's fighting for freedom, justice, and equality for all Australian Africans and take money from the government. That's a contradiction. But if you're only taking money to service a certain issue or challenge or concern in our community, I will be patient with you because you're serving a need that needs to be met. But then my bigger question would be, how long are you going to be on this financial umbilical cord to your oppressor until you get to the point where you can finance that program yourself? In other words, Queen, I can tolerate us getting the funding to some extent, especially our women, right? But what is the exit date? What is the freedom date? What is the emancipation date? Can you tell me where and when are you projecting to cut off the funding from the Caucasian and start funding yourself?
Good question. Let's dive into something that we're all familiar with. Love. Let me see if I can find it.
Black, what do you mean? What kind of black man?
What kind of black man? Struggling to find what kind of black man.
Okay, let's talk about
it. Black men all in
No,
Australia.
we have.
So what kind of black men are you struggling?
I think that a lot of the dilemmas that get sent in from my listeners talk about, it's about women talking about struggling to find a man, struggling to date.
To find what kind of man?
Oh, here we go. The one thing that often people talk about or dismiss, rather, is trying to find love for themselves. Now, there's somebody for everybody. We know that. But what type of relationship are you trying to get into? Are you trying to just get into smash and dash? If you're trying to get into that, then I would much prefer you go down to, somewhere down Tropicana Street or anywhere else that you where you live, and find a woman that's worth your pleasure. I'm sure $40 goes a long way. But if you're trying to get into a type of relationship that you really trying to get married, if you're trying to get married, then you need to find that woman that apparently will pursue your happiness, not your wants, but your needs. There's a difference. There's a really big difference between wanting something and needing something. I want to screw. I want to fuck. I want to have a woman so I can bend her over and just smash it. Not like, you know what I'm talking about. But if I need I need a woman that will listen to me, because of the emotional creatures that we can be. Not are, because women are emotional. The emotional creatures that we can be, not that we are. We're more of a physical type, naturist type people, because our ability is to make and break things. A woman's nature is to emotionally seek out nature, to be one with nature. And if you combine the two, you have both traits. The man has an emotional set, a woman has a more of a physical set, if needed, if needed. But the love is there, ladies and gentlemen. The love is there. We're just too dumb and too lazy, and we listen to a whole bunch of uh, generational bull. We listen to this year's generational bullshit. None of it makes any sense.
Find a black man.
What kind of black man?
A black. What do you mean? What kind of black
What
man?
kind of black man? Struggling to find what kind of black
Okay,
man?
let's talk
because
about
there's
it.
black men all in
No,
Australia.
no, no. We have.
So what kind of black men are you struggling to find? Are you struggling to find a millionaire? Are you struggling to find somebody who's 6'3" with a six-pack stomach?
No.
Are you struggling to find someone who can finance a European expensive materialistic lifestyle?
No.
What kind of black man are you struggling to find?
First of all, the average black man in America is 6 feet. That's just it. The average black man in America is under 6 feet. If at all women are actually looking for these things, they really need to stop looking for any and everybody over 6 feet. Whatever happened to, and I know this, it's some, not all. Others don't really care for those things because they just want somebody to understand them, just like a man needs to understand a woman. That's all. That's all that is. Whatever happened to coming to a lady, hoping that you will actually get her number. Hopefully, in hoping that she would actually, y'all would actually go out on a date, on a time in the town together, to actually just, you don't have to necessarily go anywhere expensive. No, you can just sit there and just have a conversation. Maybe that's what a woman wants. A woman just doesn't want to go out to an expensive restaurant. If you do take her out to an expensive restaurant, that's a plus. But that ain't enough necessarily to get you what you want. Remember, there's a difference between want and need. Let's continue.
Let's talk about the culture in Australia versus the culture in America. I don't think it is quite different. It is.
No,
it
it's
is.
not.
It is. I think now we're being more influenced.
One of the biggest mistakes that I find in the diaspora is we swear we're so randomly different. As probably the most traveled African in the Western Hemisphere, we're not that significantly different.
No, but we
there
are.
Might be some new. No, we're not. No, we're not.
I don't think black women. Okay, let's talk about it, because I'm getting dilemmas where women are talking about they're successful, they're in their careers, and they're looking for a decent guy. They're not asking for a man to earn triple the amount that he's earning.
Decent? Give me 3 criteria for decent. I'm a psychologist. You must define the term. Give me 3 criteria for decent.
So he's emotionally intelligent.
Okay. Assuming she is as well.
Continue. He is a provider. So he's able to, or he has a decent job. They are on the same.
What is a decent job? Define the term.
He makes an amount that is in the same tax bracket as the woman. Let's just say that. Same tax bracket.
Okay.
Emotionally
Financial
intelligent.
equity.
Yes.
Okay.
I would just say he's a provider, he's nurturing, and he cares to build a family with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the problem? So if a man is, help me to figure out why we're still having this discussion in 2024, about to be 2025. So in this discussion, which is discussed everywhere, so a man is supposed to make at least above 48,000 a year? Because the average person makes over 46 grand a year. The average person. So if he's lucky enough to find that certain job that makes over that, then he's the talk of the town because he's the one that women are looking for. Not necessarily, because if a woman wants to look for a six-figure nigga, she can just go to the suburbs and do all that. She can trick off and go to the suburbs and do all that. Not all women want that. Not all women want a six-figure nigga. If you are a six-figure nigga, then that's fine. That's a plus as well. Do you have the capabilities of paying your bills? Can you pay your bills? Do you have a car? Do you have a bus pass, my nigga? Do you own your own stuff? Do you pay bills, my nigga? Do you pay the rent or the mortgage? Do you pay water? Do you pay gas? Do you pay electric? Do you pay trash? This is what a woman wants to know. And if that is the case, then you've made it. But it's not just that. It's your personality. It's your personality. What are you like? What is the communication like? Things are just so simple, but most of us, I'm just have to say it, fellas, most of us just want pussy. That's all we want. Is we just want pussy. That's all. Pussy, 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 all day. No substance, no love, no cherish, no intimacy. Just pull them panties to the side and let me thrust. Doesn't work that way. Shouldn't work that way.
And the question?
And the question is, women are struggling to find men that they can date.
Okay. Couple things. Number one, Black women cannot, shall not, should not expect a Black man to be able to provide them with the same type of a lifestyle that a Caucasian can provide for the white female, because the Caucasian benefits from white privilege. The Black man suffers from white racism. So we should not be, no sister should be looking for a European equivalent or an African equivalent of a European. A Black man has to work twice as hard to get half as much. So although I can appreciate the financial equity, but if you are a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer as an African woman in Australia or America or the UK or Toronto or Johannesburg, looking for a Black man who has financial equity with your type of career success, that's going to be difficult. You might got to tone it down a little bit. What I find as a therapist who works with couples, married, divorced, and otherwise, too often Black women prioritize a man's income over his masculinity, meaning he can provide. He's willing to help with those children. He will nurture you, look out for you, but he might not be able to put you in a Mercedes. He might not be able to help you with that $1 million mortgage. And I've seen Black women turn down good men, very good men, because he didn't have the economics, but he had everything else. Sisters need to be careful not to fall into this European narrative of judging men primarily by how much they make.
That is true. Because it's not about how much you make, it's how much you can, it's what you can provide for yourself. Money's not an issue. Shouldn't be an issue. I would say there are, I would say, two types of men. The one who was smart and the one who was lazy. The one who was smart has already got something established for himself or is upcoming. Basically, he has a job and is looking for himself to level up, so to speak. A lazy nigga just wants to stay in the same position because I got a good hit and I'm still living with my mama. If you still living with your mama and you in your 30s, shame on you. And that should be rare. Or if you this type of nigga that just likes to play PlayStation and smoke a hookah, or whatever them things called, then you don't need her type of attention. You need a ghetto type chick that won't put up with your shit. But I digress.
I can agree with that. I think that these are two extreme scenarios here, because I think if a man we're talking about financial equity, if he is making enough to build a household with you, to be a leader in the household, I think women are okay with that. I think that's not what they're getting. I think they're getting the other end of the spectrum. That's what we're hearing. You know what I mean?
Would you have a problem if you met a man who made half of what you made or a third of what you made, but he had a financial vision of an empire, a business, some sort of an entrepreneurial undertaking?
See, I think that's dangerous. I think that's dangerous.
Let me finish it, and then I want you to respond. And he needed you to help invest in his dream. And he gave you a definitive timeline. He said, give me 12 months or 24, no more than that. If you invest in me, I promise you what I'm going to build will equal where you are. Would you have a problem investing in him?
What does investing in him mean?
Let's say he needed $700 a month to help fuel this dream. He needed $700 for 24 months. Could you do it? You're reluctant.
I am reluctant because what's the guarantee?
There is no guarantees in love. There is no guarantees in romance.
And also, I think context matters. How long have we been together?
I agree.
You know, if it's just a guy that I met last year and all of a sudden he has these dreams and he wants me to fund it.
For about 2 years. You like him. There might even be some love there. And he's saying
there might be some love there is crazy. There has to be some love there.
Let's say there
has to be a future there. And I think that's what I'm saying. Context matters. If I see myself with this man.
But you didn't answer the question. Let's say all those things are there. Will you financially invest in him? Be honest, my queen. They already answered for you. They said, hell to the nizzo.
Yeah.
Crickets. Chirp, 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 chirp. You know what she basically said after Umar answered that question? You know what they basically said? I gotta find it. Hold on. It's been so long. Do I still have it? No, I don't. I think it. No, I do. I do. No, I don't. What the hell? I think I erased it. Oh damn! I didn't know. You know what? You know what she said after Umar asked that question. He said, "Sit your ass down." I hate supporting shit, and that's cool. That's fine. Show me your true nature. And I will make the determination to leave you alone. Let's continue.
Yeah. Look.
Why not, though? Why do you have a problem with that? Given the atmosphere of racism and economic oppression that black men suffer in Australia, why would you have a problem investing in your king? But what are black men subject
to that women are not? We're going through the same thing.
True, but it operates differently. The racism against black men is significantly more aggressive than the racism against black women. Now, I don't want to get into an oppression Olympics because I agree with you. We all suffer and we suffer together. But a man's primary responsibility is to be a provider. And we don't feel adequate as men when we can't provide. So your king, who you love, who you've been dating for 2 or 3 years, is saying, baby, invest in me for these 18 to 24 months. And I promise you, I will cross that finish line. You're still reluctant.
I'm reluctant. As my husband, if we were married and something like that happened, of course, I would be open to doing that.
But would you be open to even marrying him if he was not the provider you needed him to be? He's saying, help me level up so I can become the person you want to marry. He's asking you to help him level up.
I think.
Let me tell you why you're reluctant. and I don't have a problem with your reluctance, but I want to explain something.
Okay.
And I want all my young sisters to hear me. A big difference between the snow bunny and the African queen is the snow bunny will find a black man in progress. She will find him on the job. She will find him on the university. And that snow bunny will see a black man with potential, and she will invest in him. She will help him level up. And then when the sisters see him 5 years ago, 5 years later, he's a millionaire. And the sisters say, look at that sellout. He went and got a white girl. But guess what? When he was looking for a sister to help him level up, to invest in him, none of them wanted it. You know why? Too many black women want a finished product.
Sad but true. Sad but true. But hey, a lot of these sisters wonder why black dudes get snatched up quick by these cave women. Cave women come out of nowhere, start talking that ooga 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 type shit, and I have a question. Sidebar. Sidebar. Why do you Negroes act like you ain't never had no, like, white cooch is the biggest thing in the universe? It's just cooch. It ain't black. It ain't black coochie. It ain't black coochie at all. It's white coochie. The most nastiest thing you can ever stick your dick in. But I don't even know why you do it. It's disgusting. Every time I see a brother with a white woman, I cringe. I'm like, what the you traitor ass nigga. Whenever I see a sister with hair puffs in her head with a white boy, I cringe. Sister, I got some tweezers, I got some scissors. Let me cut that shit off your head. It's like, you know what I'm saying? What is so special about these European son of bitches who have nothing to do with you? And no, it has nothing to do with love. It has everything to do with sex and your reproduction of who you are. You are fading. And by 2020, everybody's predicted this. In 2050, ain't gonna be no dark Africans. Ain't gonna be no dark African Americans. No. It's gonna be nothing but mixed race. Even though they're still considered African, you're gonna have a mixed race full of people in 2050. If we ever see that day.
Black women have to stay with me. Black women have to stop expecting men to be a finished product. It's harder on us. Help him level up. Stay with me. Help him level up and become what you need him to be. Because the big reason why these snow bunnies are running off with black men is they're meeting them when they have nothing, but they believe in their vision. And black women are waiting for him to cross the finish line. And by the time he crosses the finish line, the snow bunny then snatched him already.
I disagree.
Why do you not help? Why do you not want to help, ladies? This is my question to y'all. Why do you not want to help your man level up? Wouldn't that benefit you both if he were to be leveled up? And if he were to follow that, which 9 times out of 10 they do, and then when he is established, then he can help you out. Isn't that how the dream works? But whose ego is more in tune to get crushed? Yours or his? Who's going to be egotistical in this relationship? The male or the female? Who's going to be more egotistical? The male or the female? Quite interesting.
disagree, and I think that I'm basing it on case studies. I know black women. I'm friends with black women. You know, when I see the dating issues that happen. Sorry, the mic.
No, we good. Go ahead. We good.
It's never that. It's never that they don't want to invest. It's actually the opposite. Black women are willing to be in relationships with men that are still leveling up, that are still working their way up, and then
yet you were reluctant. So why are they different from you?
Well, maybe because I've been through that, and now I'm not trying to do that right now. Do you know what I mean? I've been through a relationship where I have supported someone, and it went really badly for me. You know what I mean? So for me now, I don't need to coddle a man and be there. And I've worked my way up the same way.
Investing in a man is not coddling.
I don't think you need to invest. I don't think it's necessary in that way. Why is it only financial investment? Why is it only financial investment?
Well, no, that's what he's asking for, because at the end of the day, you just said yourself, financial equity is a major concern for women. So it has to be financial equity or investment, because that's what a lot of women are looking for from their men. Y'all want economic parity, and I don't have a problem with y'all wanting economic parity. I'm simply saying, with the obstacles facing black men in Australia, the US, or any other white society, it comes with a lot of obstacles for us to get there, and it's unrealistic to expect me to be where you are when you are not considered the threat that I am.
Sorry, I need to process this, because I think
take a deep breath.
Yeah.
King Kong is here.
I don't know. I disagree. I just think that black women are willing to hold it down for the man. I feel like we're always there supporting them, and I think that if anything, black women get the short end of the stick. We don't. A lot of
times y'all do.
We do. So
and
how
I'll
are
give you 3 short sticks that y'all tend to get. Number 1, black men need to stop telling y'all they're monogamous if they're polygynous. Too many black women are being manipulated into plural relationships that they didn't sign up with because of disingenuous men. Okay, I'm going to have 2 wives. Dr. Umar going to have 2 queens. If you don't like it, don't flirt with me. Leave it there. But I'm going to have 2. I'm going to be honest, right? Men have to stop manipulating women who looking for monogamy into polygamy. It's not right. You got a wife over here. You got a baby mama over here. You should have been honest up front. That's number 1. Number 2, black men have to stop holding women on an emotional leash, giving her the belief that you may one day commit, knowing damn well you don't want her. Let her go, but you won't let her go because your ego can't stand to see something you throw away get picked out the trash by another man and turned into a jewel. We are wasting too much of y'all time by dragging y'all along emotionally, and that's not good, because black women have a biological clock. Y'all have a tick-tock on how long y'all can have babies, and because of that, we shouldn't be wasting time with y'all. If we're not serious, we should let y'all go.
And let me add to that.
We got to stop putting our hands on our women. Too much domestic abuse, too much domestic violence. Too many black children are watching their mothers get abused by their fathers, and it's creating intergenerational trauma. So yes, there's a
and I do wholeheartedly agree with that. Although there are niggas nowadays that will say, "Oh, it's a very, very small percentage," but yet it's real. It's apropos for me to say I'm getting real sick and tired of these dudes with sunshades on, and you're in the privacy in your own room. Cut that shit the fuck all the way out.
A lot we need to do better for y'all, and I'm here to apologize to all my sisters in Australia for any black man that has done you wrong, because we need to level up in ways other than money that money can't fix for us. So I'm with you, Queen.
Absolutely.
We need to become better men, but we need y'all to be a little bit more sensitive to the economic challenges that black men face. Me, I don't have that issue. I got 6 degrees. I got my doctorate. I'm the most popular Pan-Africanist in the world. I'm good, but a lot of my brothers ain't where I'm at. You understand? And I need my women to understand that not every black man is going to be where Dr. Umar is. And it ain't because he was lazy, and it's not because he was intelligent. I had my father in my home. You understand? And because of that, the white power structure dealt with me differently because my father was there. I saw how I was given programs other black boys were not given because their father were not there. Children I went to elementary and middle school with, they in prison, they in a cemetery, not because they was less intelligent than me, but because my father was there, they dealt with me differently. So I wasn't better than them. I was given opportunities they were not given.
Yeah, let's talk about how we can create, because I know that we're talking about the divide. We're talking about black women, black men, why they don't get along, why they're not coming together. How can we start to create an understanding between the two of us?
Number 1.
Yeah.
Too often when we get into relationships, we're looking for an emotional slave and a psychological cheerleader. We're not looking for a partner. Too often I see women who are looking for men who will just obey and do as I say. I see men who are looking for women who will just obey and do as I say. Are you really looking for a partnership, or are you looking for a cheerleader or a slave? Too many relationships are not partnerships. They are dictatorships of the more powerful partner over the less powerful partner. That's one. Number two, we need to stop getting into relationships when we have unmet psychological needs from our childhood that we have not addressed. Too many women are dealing with the abandonment of their fathers. You cannot put it on a man to heal the emotional wounds that your father caused. Too many men are looking for women to heal the emotional needs caused by their mother's abandonment. Deal with the trust issues from your parents. Deal with the abandonment issues from your parents. Deal with the lack of ability issues from your parents. It is not your partner's job to heal you psychologically. And so what we often end up doing is getting into relationships with emotionally unavailable people. And the reason they're emotionally unavailable is they're too consumed with their own issues that they should have dealt with before I came into your life. You see that? We got to do a better job of screening people, because in Australia, you got emotional vampires, unhealthy women who look healthy, unhealthy men.
I agree with that.
You understand?
I agree with that.
Healthy.
And jump into relationships too quickly. Like we'll leave one and then we'll go into another before we heal. I do agree with that. And I do think that there's a lack of understanding from both sides. And
now that's something that we can both agree on. And these particular vampires that they speak of, they're the worst ones, because they're the ones that create the most babies. And they're also the ones that create the most drama by aborting the babies. So we have problems on both sides, yes.
All we're doing is everybody's just very loud.
Yes.
But I think that if there was some sort of there are so many points I wanted to go into with what you were saying, but I just feel like we can meet at a middle ground.
I agree.
It's just, I agree. There's just a lot of noise.
And I don't think we study each other's values
I don't think so.
enough.
Yeah.
Let me give you an example. We meet hypothetically, right? We meet. You're a psychologist, I'm a psychologist. You're a Pan-Africanist, I'm a Pan-Africanist. You're a Leo, I'm a Leo. But guess what? You believe in saving money, I believe in spending it. Guess what? I want to have a big family. You don't plan on having no kids. Guess what? I have a close relationship with my mother. I spend every Sunday with her. You can't stand your mother. I want to save for retirement. You believe in spending all your money. You see that on the surface, we got everything in common. But when you go beneath and look at the values, it's completely different. We have to start studying our potential mates' values. And the other thing that we also need to do is we need to slow down on the sex. Women in particular. One of the things I don't like about African women today is they're trying to operate like males. You don't care. You just had sex with me. I don't care. I'm going to have sex with you. But there's a big difference there. Women are internal. Whoever y'all lay with, y'all pick up our spiritual DNA. I don't care if he's wearing a condom or not. A piece of me is in you forever. There's been research that shows sex changes your DNA. When I'm in you, I'm literally in you for the rest of your life. And women have to stop consuming all these toxic male energies because it affects the way y'all think.
I hope people realize and understand this. I hope these brothers can absolutely understand this, although most of them don't care anyway, because like I said, they just like treat women like a piece of meat, and females are no different, because all it is just a money grab to them. Because literally you're supposed to be one with one person. But due to the circumstances, and this is no excuse, but due to the circumstances of we can't get along with each other for whatever reason, we end up splitting. Now, don't get me wrong, all this talk about splitting, breaking up the black families, I rather do that and be with somebody that I'm happy with versus somebody who I'm going to be miserable for the rest of my life. That's not breaking up the black family. We are reuniting the families with a more sensical type person, a more better person than the last person that I was with. Because I absolutely learned my lesson the last time I was with the person that I had a baby with. But it's quite okay because the babies are going, my children are going to be with me along with their mother, but I'm going to be with the person who I'm happy with, and my ex lover is going to be with a person so that she is going to be happy with, that will pursue her needs as well as me pursuing another person who will pursue mine. That's how it should work. That's how it should be. I don't care how many people you go through, but ultimately find that one. But I didn't say have sex with them. We got to reprimand this relationship. Not reprimand. We got to redefine what a relationship is. The two of us, the reincarnation of this relationship. We have to reprimand the first one, and we have to recognize the second one. What are we here for? Because it'll be better if I was single, right? And I had a kid, she had a kid. We have two babies together. See what I mean? That'll be better on both sides. If a baby father will be with a baby mother, that will be the that will be the resurrection of the black family. That will be the resurrection of the black family, in my belief.
Vagina is an extension of your unconscious. And the same thing happened for men. When we lay with women, we pick up a piece of you. You always carry a piece of everybody you ever laid with
And
in
I
your
think
life.
that's a message that we need to spread to the men as well, because
I
it's not
agree.
just, yeah, it's not one way.
A lot of us are serial monogamous.
100%.
A
And
lot
we
of us are serial
yeah,
monogamous.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
don't
We
want to
don't
admit
want to
it.
be alone.
Yes.
Yes. And I think that's
And
a
we don't want to
problem.
commit. I don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
But I don't want to commit.
Yeah.
Serial monogamy.
Let's get into the last segment.
Serial monogamy? Now that's a new one that I've never heard about. That's ultimately a new one that I never heard about. Now, some let's get into some other people who may not have a differences of opinion when it comes to that type of reality. When it comes to that type of reality, everybody is different from another person. Another person, let's just say for the sake of argument, if my brother was here and me and my brother we share the same idea as, if I share the same idea as my brother and my other brother comes and we don't share the same thing. In other words, he believes that women should stay in the house. I believe women should be comfortable in any with me in any situation as long as we have a discussion about it. And I'm just gonna ask her, is it smart for you to go out this late at night, or are you sure you want to go to the store alone? But no, these people, and this is how difficult relationships are, because you want to be so close to the hip that you suffocate females. That's all you do is suffocate females to the point where they can't breathe. I'm not going to do that. Not to my lady. And she's free to come and go as she pleases. And so will I. Luckily for me, I don't go anywhere. But I'm not gonna handcuff my lady every time I go to the store or something for the potential thinking of she's gonna actually roam out this house. She's supposed to be in that kitchen cooking up the meal when I get home. Blah 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 blah. Or when I bring home the bacon, that's what I want that woman to do. You know, y'all some different type of fools in 2024. Y'all some different type of fools. But nevertheless, let's see how long y'all marriages last in 2020, going into 2025. Let's see how long you. I don't want anybody to break up their marriage. But if a woman decides to break up a marriage, hopefully y'all don't have kids together. Woo! Let's check this out. Fair use, fair use.
Men, y'all go into a not so that y'all don't want a relationship, but y'all look at that woman as soon as y'all meet them in a way that they supposed to be completely prepared for you the second you meet them. So yeah, sometimes women do spoon feed men information when they're getting to know that person because y'all just even if the woman told you I had sex last night, like in y'all mind, oh I don't want to talk to this woman anymore because she had sex last night. But if she lied to you and you 3, 4 months in, y'all fall in love and she never told you that, in your mind, either if you didn't know or she finally told you, all right, well, we had just met, so a pass. You're going to find a way to excuse it because now y'all further in. But it would be a completely different reception if it was told in the beginning. So that's how I can give an example on how I feel that women do have to spoon feed men in the beginning. So
Well, also too, like bear in mind, it just tells us more about where your state of mind is at that moment. Like if you're intentionally dating, if you're talking to someone exclusively, if you're dating someone exclusively, then you shouldn't be on a date with me because you've already bridged a certain level of comfortability in cross path, a certain level of conversation where you're trying to invest in this person much more further and you're trying to court them, right? That's understandable. You shouldn't be here with me. But if it's like you're out there trying to get to know people and vet people out and really understand, like, do we align on principles, morals, values, etc., and you share with me that you just slept with someone the other night, but you didn't add the context that you've been dealing with this person, or is this person in a relationship, or someone maybe from a previous relationship, right? Then it's just different. I think it's more about where your mind state is at, right? In terms of how you're moving. Because if you're just like, yeah, I just slept with someone the other day, then I could move in a particular type of way where, like, I don't think you're trying to be courted and you're not trying to be taken serious to the point where people get to know you, or when you're trying to get to know people as opposed to just jumping into the most, intimate and vulnerable parts of yourself with.
Oh, I forgot to mention. Please like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Um, support, support, support. Let's see if we can make if I can go ahead and make that coffee trip. If you can donate to the coffee, if you can donate to the coffee fund, it'll be so great. It will be so great if you donate to the coffee fund because this boy here needs some goddamn coffee.
Someone or anyone for that matter.
I don't, and that's the reason why I think that women spoon feed is because we're like y'all said, we're not mind readers. We don't know how it needs to be delivered in order for you not to be triggered. We don't. So because we're not, I'm just not going to disclose.
Interesting.
It was when that happened in order
Oh, I did not ask for this.
for me to explain it in a way that he's not offended or triggered. So that's why it's just too much to explain sometimes. And so the questions that I would ask, I would say things like, well, my favorite question is, what's your what's that? I forgot. What's your toxic trait? What'd you say?
Your favorite color? Is it something like that?
No.
Well,
no. Like what? Like I would ask him. I would ask him, man, what's toxic trait? what his toxic trait is. I would ask a man like, if I ran into your ex, what would she tell me about you? Things like that. That kind of give me data as to who the person is, as opposed to what they might have done last weekend.
So I personally like to ask, is there someone out there who thinks that they're in a relationship with you?
I love
I
that
like to
question.
ask
Is Coco naked? Really? Anybody know she got a shirt on under there?
that. And I also ask, is there someone out there who you're either emotionally attached to or invested in, or is there someone out there who's emotionally and invested in you? The
So I don't
reason
think that
why I
part. I don't
ask
think that
those,
part. I don't think that part is necessarily the dater's business, because regardless of where I stand with that person, I might like you more. And so that person might come down a couple notches once I interact with you. It's not your job to judge where you
yeah,
land
but
in my
that's not how
life based
women.
on
That's not
who
how
else is
most.
in my life.
In my personal experience, that's not how most women are operating. I know that sounds absolutely.
Oh, good Lord Jesus! That's not how most men. Ah, then why date? Why date? Why date exclusive me, monogamy, or whatever the case may be? Why are we dating? Why are we here? You just threw trust out the window. Why are we even having a conversation? You just threw it out the window with that attitude.
Amazing for this conversation and on this podcast. But in my personal experience, women do not operate or move in that
It
kind of
doesn't
manner.
sound, and that's the thing. It doesn't sound amazing. It's like kind of like Bridgerton, right? It's like I have several people around, and may the best man win. That's exactly how it is. It's nothing pretty about that. And if I'm hanging out with this person, I'm dating this person, I have feelings for this person. If I meet so and so tomorrow, I might have more feelings for him immediately. So it really doesn't matter.
Bingo! Who shall laugh last? Excuse me. Who shall laugh last? Laughs best. In other words, it's a competition. Can you make me feel good? Can you make me feel good internally? Not externally, but internally. Can you make me laugh? Can you make a joke? Can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? He's it's a competition. Wake up, niggas.
What's going on with me and him. It doesn't. It matters what's going on with me and you.
Yeah, but what you're pretty much displaying and talking about is someone who's doesn't have emotional regularity. They just don't know how
No,
to regulate their
no,
emotion, who
no.
they're interested and who
I'm
they're
very
not
protective
interested
of
in.
my. No, no, no. I'm very protective of my emotions. The person who I'm interested in, I'm very emotional with. Someone who I am not confident that they will treat me with care, stone cold.
So
Okay,
Kelly, let
so
me ask you this.
Oh,
Go ahead,
hold on.
Lou.
Go ahead, Lou.
now I was just gonna ask this one last question. You can have it, Hank. What are your first dates like? What are your
What do you mean?
first what in your
Like
experience?
dinner?
Okay, so dinner. All right, so it's usually in the nighttime, right?
Hmm.
So here's something that I gauge. I find that women are much more easily willing to give their nights, which should be much more exclusive than giving their daytime. During the
I have to
day,
work.
museum, but I'm talking about the I'm talking about the rule of thumb and not the exception. So just play with me.
Most people
I
have to
find
work
that
though.
yeah, but yeah, but that we're talking about typically
I understand what you're saying, Louis. I agree.
like you know what I'm saying? Like women are much more easier to give up their nights than they do their days. Like there's a ton of activities that you do in the day. So that when we go out at nighttime, there's a certain aura and energy, and there's also
Oh Lord Jesus! Oh, now we gotta pick the. Now we're talking about time zones. Like what are we doing? what are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? We're talking about time zones here. Oh, all of us. You do something different in the. You act different in the day than you do at night. What the what? Please, please tell me this is, you know what? Thank God I am not single. That's all I can say. I am not single. And this is the reason why. This is the reason why here.
Heightened sense of sexuality that happens because of how you dress, how you smell, and all these other things. People are much more invested in what you look like in the package and in the sensuality versus the conversations when you're walking through either a fair or a museum, or maybe you go to an event during the day. That's
No, that's not necessarily the case. I'm not in my dorm room thinking what Vanessa is going to look like when we meet at night. I'm not in my house or in my apartment. I'm thinking she's going to look good, but I'm not thinking that she's going to wear that long dress looking like a full-time Muslim or something like. No, my also if she comes out looking as good as she looks, was decent enough with some common sense, then yeah, I, I'm gonna fantasize about it then, but that's okay because she's going to be with me that night. But I know how to control myself as a man as well. I am so glad I am not single.
why I said I find that women are much more easy willing to give up their nights, which should be more exclusive, than they do their daytime, which you see people during the day, because at nighttime there's a level of mystery.
Struggling with complicated content and editing software?
No, I'm not struggling at all, bro.
It's that you can't compare. There's a true juxtaposition that happens during the daytime dating versus nighttime dating, and we all know this and we all experience this. So that's why I say
the things that I look for, the things that I look for on a date, has nothing to do with time of day. And I get what you're saying, but I can't control what somebody else may feel at a certain time of the day, right? And so how I move, and I really, because my therapist taught me this, she said that I can only be concerned about what I can control. So I don't even really think about what he's thinking. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is how I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, if I'm comfortable, if he's making me comfortable. I'm essentially the chooser on the first date.
Bingo. Because guess what? You didn't have to choose her. You chose her. She didn't choose you. You chose her. And you were expecting what? You were expecting her to behave. Of course, you could expect her to behave like a lady, of course. But you're also asking her to respect the boundaries of what she wears, how she dresses, what she looks like. You asked her. You didn't. She didn't ask you. What she wears and how she wears it, it's none of your damn concern, or shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? You're doing nothing but she can she can be with you and get a man tomorrow. But if you show her your ability to have some decency, some morals, have some standards about yourself, know how to hold a conversation, know how to do X, Y, and Z, knowing how to open a door for, knowing how to be intimate in every other aspect of it, not just sexual, which I know not in the first date she is going to offer you sex. It doesn't it happens not often, but very so often where you're going to get some sexual pleasures from her on the first night. I wouldn't recommend it, but if it happens, it happens. Hey, hopefully you stay with each other, and more importantly, hopefully y'all strap it up.
Well, let me jump in real quick.
talking about being selfish. My friend Kelly said, "I don't care about what he thinks. I care about what I think." But
For
that's being
a stranger, absolutely, absolutely.
well. He's not a stranger because if you're out on a date, he's no longer a stranger anymore, man.
Well, he's a stranger until we get to know each other. So if this is the first date, we haven't gotten to know each other yet.
Well, so you don't have conversation prior to going on a date.
But he's still a stranger until I know him better.
So that's what Luis is saying. You're willing on giving your nights up to a stranger, just anybody that you.
My point
So
exactly.
what happens with
It's going
but
over
that's
our
the
head.
thing. That's his perspective that night that women should be like me doing it at night is me going out at night. I'm much more comfortable at night. That's the time where I'm not stressed out. That's the time where I don't have to worry about things in the daytime. I don't like daytime dates. I don't like
I got you.
daytime
I think
dates. I like to
Well,
drink. I
let
like
me
to
just chime
eat.
in real quick.
Hold on,
I
y'all.
want to say
Hold on,
something.
wait. We gotta have one mic. Let's let he finish
I
up.
can't. And my therapist said the same thing. Only focus on what you control. I am one of those chicks that's the complete opposite because I have gotten used to meeting guys at 7, 8 o'clock at night. They want to have a drink. Next thing you know, I'm all nice and happy. He looks good. You control that, and you meet in the daytime. And so
I'm just saying real quick, if I can get an intermission, good Lord, Coco. And I hate calling her Coco. I'll just call her Miss Steele. Coco's my mother's name. Ugh. But I'll just call her Mrs. Steele. Mrs. Steele, goddamn big old. All right, that's enough.
I'd rather be at home in my bed at night watching TV, and I've already met them in the daytime, then I can assess the day. But there are some chicks that do prefer to meet at nighttime, and I feel like it's a setup. But I don't think it's the women that are not used to getting attention, and then when they get it, they just hop on that opportunity. So you can control, an inappropriate situation or how much you know someone, even for especially if you haven't talked with this guy enough before y'all met the first time. You probably want to meet them earlier in the daytime because a lot of times I don't even believe in having alcohol involved on the first date when you still just getting to know somebody. Because sometimes you might. I have met a guy at the gas station and we like, you want to go up here to Bennigan's or whatever and have a drink? Sure. And we go over there. That's cool.
I'm sorry. Just one more intermission. Just one more. I mean, damn, Miss Steele. Mm. Good, Google moogly. She can suck my. Anyway, like, share, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Good Lord, this has come at a good time. Oh my goodness. But anyway, if we're other than her, which I wouldn't mind meeting at a bar if I would, Anyway, if this is what dating is, then like thank God I am so not single. Because now we got to go through. Now women have to go through all these. No, men have to go through hoops just like women have to go through hoops. Like, let's go out in the daytime. Let's have a coffee date. Let's 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 go through these list of demands. Like, what are we doing? What are you talking about? When was your last date? A couple of months ago. I mean, it just goes off into extremism. You want to see if she is worthy enough or capable enough, like Mrs. Steele, to hold her in a certain position, to not let her, to limit her, pretty much, to limit her. Now, let me ask a question: what if she were to limit you, and you couldn't go nowhere but to work and back? Work, 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 work. You couldn't go out to the bar, you couldn't go out to gamble, you couldn't go to a friend's house because she does not trust you. Well, guess what? You don't trust her. So what's the difference? I'm sorry, but them goddamn. Uh, mm-mm-mm. Lord have mercy.
So you might just meet somebody the first time, but if you get alcohol involved and it's late at night.
Hi, Dad. I'm happy you're back.
Damn.
You might want to be mindful.
Now, fellas, real quick, why would you want to leave this woman here for a white woman? Why? That makes no spiritual sense at all. But let me stop. Let me continue.
Of that. So I recommend women do meet more in the daytime, brunch time, or whatever, Starbucks, whatever place you like to go to, and talk a little bit. So that's my little input about. I agree with Lewis and I understand Kelly, but you don't have to care about what that man thinks, but you can control the narrative of that date the first time.
But I always do. Every woman should control the narrative. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, I'm the type of person that in order for me to be intimate with somebody, I need to have an emotional connection. So it's no amount of alcohol that's going to get me drunk enough to boom, bop, wham with a stranger or somebody who I'm not emotionally attached to. I don't have casual sex. So maybe that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not even something that crosses my mind, because regardless of where I am, what time of day, there are certain things that I'm going to have to learn about you to even figure out if I want you in my space. Like, sex.
So Kelly, do you consider conversation as intimacy? You don't consider conversation as intimacy? You don't consider
depending
that
on
a form of
the level, depending on what we're talking about, for sure.
So I got to talk dirty to you before you consider that intimacy?
You say what? You gotta talk what?
I got to talk dirty to you? Dirty.
No, nobody said anything about dirty. Intimacy could be about your family. Intimacy could be about something personal or your core. Intimacy does not have to be sex.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I'm just asking. I'm just asking, Kelly. Okay, cool. Okay. You cool? Okay,
yeah, we always good.
So I consider having a conversation with an individual intimate, right? Because we having deep conversation. Because I'm trying to learn about you, you trying to learn about me, so we sharing things. To me, that's what I would consider intimacy. Now, some people may not consider intimacy, and that's why I was trying to see where you stand at. Do you consider conversation intimacy? So that's why I was asking. But one of the things you said about a person's person, I think you want to learn a person, but knowing their lifestyle and what they're living out, you can learn a lot, because you could figure out, well, how did you get to this point in your life? That is a form of learning somebody. I know you said you don't care about somebody's life.
But here's the thing, Hank. You don't have to get so deep into the conversation within the first trimester of your relation. If you're having a relationship, from the first trimester of your relationship, you don't have to get into so deep into it. Just slowly peel that onion back, because you might hit something that's going to be a triggering nerve, whether it be the man or the woman, and you be taking it a little too personal. Y'all just met, but Hank's married, so you don't have to worry about that. Shouts out to Hank. I mean, I hope they stay together. At least he's nowhere near a JP. At least he's nowhere near Jay Prince. I'm so sorry, Flora, if you're hearing this. Oops, wrong one. Like, share, subscribe to channel. Like, share, subscribe to channel.
Style. You're not learning, or you don't consider that in learning. Oh, did I misunderstand? Well, I can't hear you, ma'am. You're on mute.
I didn't say anything like that, but it was
okay. I misunderstood you. I'm sorry. I could have misunderstood. I've been known to be wrong every once in a while.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so mine is twofold. First of all, you are a demisexual like myself, Kelly. Yay! We do not go into sex unless it's emotional connection. You can try all day long, sniff down my. I'm not attracted to. It's just never. I've never met a man who I'm off the first bat like, oh, I want to sleep with you today. Never in my life. So I absolutely understand that. But I also
That's
understand
bullshit.
You said what, Hank?
That's bullshit.
No, that is the truth. It's a thing, you know. I don't think there's many of us like that, but it is a thing. And when she said that, I understood exactly what she was saying. And that's the reason why she feels like it's okay for her to go on these dates, because she knows herself. And I'm the exact same way. I have been towed up from the flow up, and still I ain't trying to have sex with you. How about that? But let me just say this. I do have a standard. To me, my nights mean a lot to me, right? So unless I really like you, you're not getting my nights. You can get this coffee. That's why I don't mind coffee day, especially for initial date. You can get that coffee date. You can get some lunch, but you're not getting my nights unless I'm like, okay, I'll let you take me out at night, right? One, because you can't be seen with everybody. Come on now. And two, it's just that's your nights. Like I like to be in my, my bed, or I like to be watching something. It's my time to unwind. But I can also see it on the flip side, because a lot of women do errands in the daytime. Like I'm very involved. Some Saturdays I'm super involved, right? I have chapter meetings, community service here. And so your days are kind of like just capped out, and so all you have is night. A lot of women move around in the daytime, so I can see why that can be a little inconvenient, so to speak. However, I personally, and you don't have to follow this, I just feel like nights should be reserved for men that you have, like you guys have talked a little bit, you kind of know him a little bit, and then it's okay to be all cute for him, because you're like, okay, I like this one. He deserves to be, seeing me, because if you see me in the daytime and you like me, you're gonna really like me at night when I show up. I have that same, I've always moved that way. And I've said that before on this show. You ain't getting my nights unless I really like you. He's just not. That's how I move.
Well, I'm gonna say this too. If you're a male and you're a sniper, and you mostly kind of get what you really want, I don't think the time of day really is concerned. And then I think even some men may feel like they get results even if they don't have sex. They may be able to evaluate that interaction and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get them cheeks in a couple of days, or I'm gonna spank that ass later on in the week. Or it's only a matter especially if you have options, you really not too much tripping if you get it that first time of night, because you just put in a little bit of work. And usually even if you got a coffee date, even if it was a walk in the park, the fact that he gave you the time, that just says that he does have some interest in you, but it doesn't necessarily have to evolve to sex, especially if he can pick and choose when he wanted at any given time, or if he can just do a phone call. Something like some men just really enjoy just being around women. If it leads to sex, then it just leads to sex. But I don't think a true sniper, they're not concerned in the time of day. Like the time of day be any given moment. I mean, the time of day could be via text. You can say some slick ass shit via text and it kind of make her think. So, but I do think there are some women that are a little bit more disciplined. You have all types of people that are all types of ways. So I don't put nothing past nobody, but somebody that could be, I've seen people that said that they was disciplined, and then later on in the night, you sit there looking at them like, I don't see none of that discipline. I don't think you hearing this, oh my God.
Yeah, what he said. I just hope that this generation of adults, because to me these adults are just like children. So, but either way, um, I hope they figure it out, because, like I said, the key elements are no longer there, to the point where people have no choice but to figure it out. Love is not there. And I'm not gonna force any. I'm not gonna force that because it comes. Love comes from your mother mainly, especially when you come out the womb of your mother. The love is already set in stone. It's a foundation of your true self in nature when especially when it comes to family. Now, don't forget, not everybody in your family is, you know, squeaky clean. So this is the reason why I say it's family, because we do things in house. If you fucking up, and if we find out you fucking up, we gonna take care of that in house. It makes more sense instead of just calling the police every single freaking time, right? Or having the neighbors call the police. Let the neighbors call the police. Literally don't like that. Mind your own damn business. But yeah, you got to settle things in house. That's where love is supposed to be. There's love and there's tough love. You fucking up today in school, and all right, and once you get home, then there's consequences. But if I'm into but if I'm in an intimate situation, it's different. Love is going to be there, whether it be just hanging up your coat or taking your coat off and hanging your coat up on a rack, or putting it in between you and the chair. You're hanging your coat up between you and the chair. Um, Pouring you a glass of wine, water, whatever the case may be. That's what I'm gonna do. That's how it should be done. This generation, I don't know. I don't want to even say this generation is lost. It just needs to find itself because of how lazy it is.
Say that woman.
Zale's Black Friday specials are here.
These commercials are getting on my nerves. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Please become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel. Here we go.
Not be considering men's thoughts or feelings that early on in an interaction is a problem. So help me understand how much consideration I should be giving a man on the first date. I should be considering.
I said most women are selfish. That's what I said. And man, you're proving what I say is right.
So let me
I don't care about what men think. That's right. Ain't that what you said, ma'am?
I said that I'm not going to prioritize that. Absolutely not. Why should I prioritize what a man thinks about the time of day?
So what he said was right. I said most women are selfish. I didn't say all women. I said most.
Does that mean that most men are not? Because he's saying that I should consider his thoughts on the date
when I was saying it, I was talking about in marriage. In marriage, most women are selfish. That's what I was talking about. In marriage.
You just said you proved that I was selfish, but I'm not married to anybody. He's talking about a first date.
You're selfish before the marriage. That's all.
No,
I think that what he's saying is because I understand what you're. I do get what you're saying, Kelly. But when you say like I don't care, so I'm going on a date. This guy invited me on a date, right? So that's a very selfless thing to do, to invite you on a date, because obviously I hope more than likely he's going to pay for it. So the least I can do is care a little bit about his thoughts, So when you go in and you say I just don't care, it gives off a selfish vibe that you just don't care. Like, okay, it's an entitlement kind of vibe, because you're gonna care just to a little extent. You want, even the person you date, right? You want to care, just even if you don't know them, just human care. I care, like I don't want to put him in an uncomfortable situation.
Why are you trying to make her care? What she said was what she said.
I believe Kelly.
You believe in what they say at first. Don't try to fix it up and make her better. This is Kelly.
Make me better. Or
say what you say.
I was trying to make her understand.
But who I
Kelly, tell your truth, sister.
I understand what everybody's saying, right? And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing for a single woman who is being intentional about who she spends her time with, right? I don't think it should be a priority for me to consider the time of day based on the fact that he might get horny because of how I'm dressed. That's basically what he said. He said that I should consider the time of day because I don't want to trigger the man to be too hypersexual. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense. That's like blaming the rapist, person who was raped. It's like, what do you, does anybody see what I'm saying or no?
I don't, because you're going way too far off the reservation.
No, you're not listening.
The whole point was, you said, I get what she's saying. So the whole point is saying, what she's saying is she doesn't care about his feelings. What she's saying is, I don't care that you have these sexual thoughts. Your thoughts are up to you because you're the one who has the inappropriate thoughts. I'm just going on a date with you. You coming in thinking that it's going to be about sex is on you. Because a lot of men don't think that. They literally are legit men, good stand-up guys who come on a date and who want to get to know, I don't think that every man is a creep, right? No,
I think that every man, their first thing is they want to have sex. Is that wrong?
Right. So even if a man does want to have sex, let's put it this way. Even if a man does want to have sex, like there are gentlemen in the world, right?
See what I mean? Trust is gone. That right there just indicates everything that I've been absolutely saying. You have to build up that trust. And some men are creeps. Some men are definitely creeps. But you can't, it's just hard to analyze that database. It's real hard. And I understand women's pain. But on the flip side, you can't treat every man and put on your third eye and act as if we're like endangered species or something like that. Because generally there are men who do care. It's just kind of hard. Society has made it hard for men to trust women like that, or women to trust men like that. It's very, very hard. That's why I'm so glad. I am so glad that I am not single. Society, let's just get the elephant out the room. White supremacy has made it hard for black men and black women of society in the communities to coexist with one another due to the Willie Lynch chip. Say what you will, call it for what you want. You're still under it, whether you know it, like it, love it, hate it, whatever. It is what it is.
Right? Where he's not going to pressure you. He's like, this is a girl I want to get to know. I don't mind. Maybe he's only available at night. You go on a date with them and he's not going to push you to that place because he's a gentleman. Even if sex is on his mind and he's a sexual because he's a man, he's not going to even put you in a position where you feel like he's going to do something inappropriate. He's inappropriately thinking about you. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that in her mind, she's saying, I can't control the way you think. She's like, you can't control the fact that she got a fairy tale in her mind that y'all finna get married tomorrow. You can't control people's thoughts, right? And I think that's the part that she's saying that she can't control, not the person himself. Is that correct?
Yes. Thank you.
I was trying to get it. Because men will have sexual thoughts even at lunch, honey.
Period. Right.
Baby. He'll tell you.
I'm gonna be fine all throughout the day. I'm gonna be fine at breakfast. I'm gonna be fine at lunch.
You show up right at that coffee date with them little joggers, baby.
I know that's right. Hey, Shimon, I'm glad you know how to speak selfish. I'm glad you know how to speak sense.
Quiet.
Let's
You
talk
sure
about how
ain't that
let's talk about how selfish
Louis.
the men are.
Louis.
Let's compare. Let's do a Venn diagram as to how selfish the men are.
It's serious.
Go ahead, Kelly. Speak your truth, sister.
No, I would love for you guys to, just start off with how selfish men could be and like the accountability that, men can take, like anything. Anything that men could do better? Nothing? Figured.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we can do better.
Like
be more selfish because they don't give a damn about
get
us.
me out of here. So y'all aren't selfish at all, okay?
No, but
Girl, they know that.
Jordan Norm is a podcaster and YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers. He relies on Riverside.
So if I ever need to film guests, but we're literally
when it comes to,
I think people are
let me-
selfish.
let me
Everybody,
say
even when you get married, you getting married about what somebody can do for you. Men do it to women. That's why they care about if you can cook, because guess what? You won't be cooking for them. They care about how you clean, because guess what? You're gonna be cleaning for them. Louis told you earlier, people want to see what your value is up front because everybody is selfish in some way. That's men and women alike. So we're not gonna sit here and play like people are, especially nowadays. People are not selfish individuals. So he knows that. He gonna play with you all day long, girl, if you let him.
So you see how selfless I'm being right now I was talking and Shan Monet just want to jump in there and say what she, and you know what I done put in there, and she's still doing it. She can't help herself. But at any time, no time did I say, shut up, Shan Monet, I'm talking. I didn't do that. I stand down, I allow her to get her thoughts out and let her say what she needed to say. Now, one time I try to cut off because I'm a selfless man. I'm all for the peoples. But her selfish ass kept talking. Even when I have to let her get it off, she still want to interrupt me now because she's so damn selfish. She want to cut me off, and I'm allowing her to do that. Go ahead, Shimon.
No, I love you, Heath. When you get on your little, you can push me. It's almost it's got a dark past. You're trying to push me on this great Sunday, but you cannot bring my yellow today. You cannot bring down the sunshine, my dear. You cannot do it. I'm just here to help this young lady because she doesn't know the Hink way. She didn't even know about the back chat. Bless her little heart. But I'm just here to be the referee. You're not gonna hit below the belt. She didn't know. Her words were not coming out the way that she really thought. So I had to help her out a little bit. She's not a bad person.
They were coming out how I thought, but you just said it a lot more elegantly.
But they were coming out, but you know what? That's true. You're right. She's right.
What it was is that they intentionally tried not to understand what I was saying.
Sit there and say it. They came out the way I wanted them to come out. So she admit she's okay with being the way she is. Kelly, I want you to speak your truth, sister. Be who
when you say
are.
being the way that I am, do you mean that sometimes I can't articulate things as clearly?
No, you
did. We said the same thing. I'm confused.
No, I think the difference is
I understand what you're saying, Kelly. Shimon don't understand you. I understand you, Kelly. I know you want to be great as you are, and that's as selfish as you want to be. Be you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Right on.
But Louis is right. Yeah. I would give it
on the beach with swimsuits on, it's going to attract some guys that single out there to come around.
I was on mute. Sorry. We're not going to see eye to eye on everything, even though my eye is clearly on Mrs. Steele's bosoms. We're not going to see eye to eye on everything, but I will say this. This is a lesson. This is a lesson, ladies and gentlemen, that we keep failing. This is a test, rather. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is a test that we are constantly failing. Maybe it's the internet. Maybe it's the internet. I don't know. But as far as Umar is concerned, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. My brother, keep lecturing, keep working. Because guess what? We're gonna keep supporting. And for all those all the Umar haters out there, all the Umar haters, y'all just making us stronger. That's all you're doing. Cat Williams said it perfectly. If you ain't got haters on your team, you doing something wrong. And each time you spat out his name, he gets more famous, and more famous. No matter what it is. If he chokes on a chicken bone, or a woman slips and falls and knocks down Dr. Umar and sits on him or something, and a real sexual pleasure, I'm sure he's gonna like that, but it's gonna cause a lot of content creators to go buck wild with it. Umar just done got freaky with it on stage. It's always something, is my point. But it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter any, because guess what? FDMG is coming. And I really got my neighbors is really fighting, boy. If you talk about this is the more exciting part. When you come home and your neighbors start fighting, all you do is just sit back, pop some popcorn, and watch the fireworks. Because they are slamming and shit. I wish you could hear this shit. My neighbor is slamming doors and cussing in Creole. Because I have Haitians that live underneath me. I mean, they cool when they see me. But I don't get into their business. I do not get into their business, and they damn sure don't get in mine. But how damn they fighting right now? Damn. Well, where was I at? Okay. This is just bittersweet. I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna do as much more Umar content as I possibly can until I get tired of it. And for all the people in the Umar sector that keep on coming over here, now, no disrespect, bruh, I've outgrown all of that bullshit. I've outgrown it. So please do me a solid. For those who, and let me name some of the people before y'all start going on in a tangent. Deterrell, of course. Well, I don't have to worry about Tiffany, or the two Tiffanys actually. I don't have to worry about them. Let's see. Who am I missing? See, this is what happens when you can't name them, because you haven't been over there in a while. Oh, of course, A&T. Shouts out to my big brother from another mother, A&T. Shouts out to him. Muslim, he's fine with me. Muslim, he's fine. I haven't seen Stefan in a little bit. I wonder if Stefan is still. Other than that, if I didn't call your name, or if I happen to miss the people who I actually rock with, please forgive me. But for the rest of y'all, stay your funky asses over there. Please, just leave me be. Don't ask me nothing. Nothing. I don't want any parts of the Umar sector anymore. I've been done with them. I've been done with them dead dirt bags. I've been done with them. I don't want nothing to do with the Umar sector anymore. You have nothing of value. Oh, of course, I've missed my sweet dear sister, T Pre. But again, stay away from me. Stay away from me. Even that fat bastard over there in the Umar sectors, please stay away from me. You know who I'm talking about. Yes, you fat bastard. Fat fuck, fat bastard, fat son bitch, fat scrubby. Scrub your neck, nigga. Just scrub it. You're missing all the dirt. Tell your fat ass wife to just keep scrubbing that neck. And scrub the other parts of your anatomy that you can't even reach. How you that fat and you can't even turn to even scrub your own back, nigga? Just a bunch of just hot dogs stick it. Never mind. You know what? Screw it. Screw it. Screw it. Screw it. Anyways, I gotta go, ladies and gentlemen. I got a family to raise, a daughter's butt I need to kick if she doesn't get in bed, and I will be seeing you next Sunday. Same We On Loc time, same We On Loc channel. Peace out, y'all.